Hiya, I'm Belle, and welcome back to Zero to Keystone Misery. So I checked my auctions, and that didn't work out too well. I finally hit 70, so it's time to start gearing this character for keys. I made a few talent tree updates, including dropping the Bone Dust capstones, and I picked up Thunder Fist and some more Blackout Kick Cleave. Seems to do a lot more damage. I also tried to get more group utility in my class tree. The first thing we'll do is use the quest skip item we're given to go to the Emerald Dream. A good trick here is to use the portal to pick up a worthy ally first, and then you can fly back and do the quest so you get all the reputation straight away. So a worthy ally completed, that gives us a 441 necklace, and then I moved over to catch a super bloom, which provided me with a 441 ring. Both of these are crit mastery, which are okay stats. I headed over to the world boss, and for the first time I think ever, I got loot. They're 460 boots, not very good stats, but we'll take anything with item level at this point. Pretty quickly I hit Renown 9 with the Dream Wardens, allowing me to purchase 441 hands for Dragon Ale supplies, and then I bought a head at Renown 14. It's worth noting that I do have that account wide rep bonus, so first time player's experience would be a lot slower. I finished the campaign up to the Fyrakk kill crest, which awards a heroic crest you can use for crafted gear, and then because I'm poor I went and did a bunch of dragon raiding world crest races for gold. Turning in the Blooming Dream Seeds quest, we get a 450 cloak, and I got total trash from eating the accord, so I won't show it. So the last thing we need to be able to queue for LFR is a trinket, so I headed over to the Time Rift and just grabbed a trinket from that.
Prepare yourself. You're almost done.
So after this, I decided to queue some LFR, and here's the clips of how that went. Alrighty, looks like I got into a tindral and fyrakk group. I actually realized I don't have a single target build, but I think it'll be alright. It's LFR, right? Alright, pretty much just popped all my cooldowns. I don't think I'm gonna even be visible in the DPS meters considering my eye level's too low, but we'll do our best. Alright, let's check the damage. Hey, I'm not at the bottom. That's a good start. Oh no, my mount macro isn't working because it's technically not a flyable area. That's not good. Yeah, I made a macro like this. Class 3 need Proto Jake if it's flyable, but Dream Saber if not. But after I picked up the feather, obviously it didn't work because I guess it's still not a flyable area. You know what? I'm gonna soak this. Popped diffuse magic for it, still did a lot of damage. Oh right, I should probably do the mechanics. Need. Pass. Surely I win this tier piece. Sorta cringe. Fucking same, buddy. No sauce comments, no sus comments. Oh, I'm so hyped I got a tier set piece. That's actually great. It's a headpiece, and we already had a champion head, but that's alright. Saves us a catalyst charge anyway. Oh, I better update my hand transmog. Not gonna lie, I probably don't even have enough gold to be transmogging, but what can you do? Gotta look pretty, right? We're pinging the boss. He's threatening. Threatening alert. I think he's a bad guy. Oh! Alright, first raid down. See if we get lucky on this rashon. That would be nice. Not a bad roll. Oh, there's another one. I got it! That's fucking huge. So after LFR, it was a little bit late, but I decided to try to queue into some keys. At first I listed my own key, but I didn't have much success finding any applicants, so I just spammed into +2 keys until somebody accepted me. I've also done a couple of small gear upgrades at this point, so I'm 430 eye level. So we do get accepted into a +2 everbloom. I didn't record my mic for this segment, but I'll just give you a little voiceover of how it went. Our hunter regaled us with a story on a +9 that got bricked due to shit tanking. I mentioned it was probably a little bit more than that as we hopped into the first pack. I blew my CDs and immediately set in a choking vines uninterrupted, so that serves me right. Somehow I still come out with some damage though, so I guess Schwen was pumping. this point, I'm really surprised at how much damage Windwalker seems to be doing. I'm not doing anything special, just trying to use my abilities like Thunder Fist, Bone Dust Brew, and Spinning Crane Kick, as well as Fist of Fury, and obviously my cooldowns. But yeah, going into this boss, normally I'd recommend you hold your cooldowns for Brittle Bark. That's a damage increase phase, so it's pretty important that you DPS him down as quick as possible during that. That being said, because this was a fortified key and we were grabbing a whole bunch of lashers onto the boss, I honestly just really wanted to see how much damage I could do to them, so I sent all my CDs on full and broke 200k, which was pretty exciting. So one thing I do tend to forget to do, as you can see I go into this pull, is to use Thunder Fist as we go into the pull. I need to use that before most of my damaging abilities from what I understand, because it gives me stacks for each enemy that I strike, and then those stacks discharge. So they do a lot of damage in AoE, and I need to use that as probably my first spell. It's probably worth noting that I haven't really read any rotation guides or anything like that at all. I'm just guessing based on the spells that I've picked and the talents. As we get into further higher keys, I'll definitely look at a guide of some sort, but I think I'm going pretty well for a +2 anyway. So we get into the council boss, and as you'll know, the caster Telu has an ability called Toxic Bloom. If that isn't interrupted, it will stun the entire group. Now, the vast majority of times I've ever done this dungeon, I just expect the tank to kick it, and that's absolutely no excuse for me not kicking it here. It's just complete autopilot because the tank always kicks that and someone else gets the Revitalize cast. So I completely miss the kick, and so does everyone else in the group. We get stunned, and then of course we don't move out in time, so we cover the boss in shit, and this boss then goes horribly for the rest of the time because of course we have no room to maneuver, so that's a lot of fun. Another thing I've read about Windwalker Monk is the mastery. It's kind of interesting. I believe it's called combo strikes, and each time you press an ability that wasn't a repeat of your last ability, that ability does quite a bit more damage. So to me, it does seem like Windwalker just has a whole lot of small interactions between combo strikes and a couple of the talents that buff it. You've got the Spinning Crane Kick debuff that you place on other targets. You've got Thunder Fist that gives you nature damage. There's a lot of different small things that add up to your abilities hitting harder if you do them correctly. So I'm trying really hard to just focus on pressing, you know, not the last button that I pressed before, and using procs when I get them as well, and that seems to be doing good damage on pull here. So we take down the last boss, sitting at a respectable overall of 130k, and we get a chest piece. The next key I ran was my own. It's a +2 atal'dazar, so the first key of my own that I'm pushing up, and I found applicants pretty easily because this was the next day. My gosh, how hard is it to get a DPS for a +2? Hey, it's a carry DPS. Look, we'll take it. I've been in queue for fucking ages. Alrighty, let's ready check it. Our boy's nervous about the totems. Everyone's ready. Alright, looks like we're going to first boss straight away. I fuck with it. Send our cooldowns and Bone Dust Brew. Don't forget our totem, Thunder Fist. Open up with a Fist of Fury. I didn't know he tail swiped, to be honest. Oh, am I gonna make it? We did it. Pursuit on me. Now, I don't think I have anything I can do about Pursuit as a monk. So I'll just bring him over here. And he's dead. Alright, going into this pack. Drop our Bone Dust Brew into Thunder Fist. Spinning Crane Kick. I'm just trying to space my abilities out to make sure I don't overlap too much because of my mastery. That seemed to do pretty good damage though. So I want to try to cleave because you can see those Spinning Crane Kick buffs there. And we can cleave by using Black Kick, which hits multiple targets. Let's kick that Unstable Hex. I'm gonna need better nameplates soon for sure. Having a lot of trouble telling what's going on. Let's get Swan out for this. Go into the Black Kick, Thunder Fist, and then the Fist of Fury. Chi Burst, and now we can Spinning Crane Kick since it generates Chi. Just want to use one ability before another Spinning Crane Kick to get that damage buff. I think I'm overcapping my energy quite a lot. It would have been better if I lined up Bone Dust Brew, but we did get damage. We actually kept up with a 470 BM Hunter on that pack. Even though we're 431 eye levels, that's pretty good. Obviously that's not entirely how it works, you know, I pop cooldowns for that and everything, but still, it's good if we can even keep up at all. I choked a little bit there. I thought I had Chi, but I didn't. It'd be nice to get a Chi display right in the middle of my screen here. Oh boy. So we're gonna DPS our totem down. Looks like ours is reasonably on point, so I'm gonna try to do a bit more damage now. Alright, we can kill it now. Perfect. See, I didn't Swen because I assumed we're going to kick the boss, go down to the pack down there, but we can actually just Swen on that pack, or if we're going middle. Yeah, our single target damage is lacking, but we're up against a BM Hunter and a Fury Warrior, so I don't feel so bad about that. Oh, see, I should have hit a Thunder Fist here. So we'll press it now. Let's leg sweep because we're taking quite a bit of damage and use a personal. Touch of Death. Touch of Death again because we got the cleave. See if we can... Okay, cool, that died. Yeah, really good damage there. That Touch of Death burst damage with the cleave talent here goes crazy. Oh, looks like that was a Hunter Pet incident there. Pretty funny. They just rushed mid. Like they're playing Counter-Strike. Let's dodge the charge. Thrown down my Thunder Fist, so now I'm going to try to do AoE damage. Just a Fury into a Spinning Crane Kick. Then into a Chi Burst. Blackout Kick. Spinning Crane Kick into an RSK. See, I have no idea what my actual AoE rotation is, but it's doing really solid damage. Oh, that was bad play from me. I didn't actually realize it was charging. We gotta point out that his pet is going crazy because it just pulled all these mobs as well. See, we're not trying to be toxic, but if we see a, you know, Hunter Pet, we know this guy is learning to tank and stuff. So if we have a Hunter Pet that's out of control, pulling a lot of mobs, we gotta point it out. We gotta say, hey, your pet's going crazy, you know? Because, you know, we don't want the tank to get overwhelmed or feel like he's making mistakes when he's not. And this guy's 470. He should probably know a little bit better than to have his pet going all over the place, you know? So Thunder Fist, Spinning Crane Kick. Actually, we need to stack out the buff by using the cleave. I'm gonna interrupt my own Fist of Fury to kick the Wildfire. Chi Burst into another Spinning Crane Kick. Another Spinning Crane Kick. He's bloodthirsty. Oh, straight into boss. If we'd just gone left a little bit more to grab the Sky Screechers, then we would have been chilling on the percent. This dungeon is really hard to get your percent correctly, so knowing he's like never done the dungeon before and he's only like a couple of mobs off of the 100% is actually pretty impressive. Alright, onto the boss. Bone Dust Brew into our Thunder Fist. Racking Pain on me, I'm gonna diffuse magic with that. Normally you should save your defensives for the soul run because it's such a low key though and the boss is gonna die quickly. We'll have the other two defensives up for all the soul runs. We also probably can Karma. See, I'm used to different add-ons than the ones I have right now, so I didn't actually move out for Soul Rend because I wasn't looking in the right place. So you're gonna use a different defensive and then double Touch of Death. But that's no excuse, I should just have my eyes open. And there it is, +3 to atal'dazar. Got a plate item and mail. Alright, that looks like a pretty good place to leave it for this episode. We got some pretty good items from just doing basic questing, as well as a couple of items from Mythic Plus. And we still have some pretty terrible items, like this ball of spiraling winds that I can't wait to replace. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode when we do some more Mythic Plus, and probably some more reading too.